Hello everybody and welcome back to Gardens and Crystals with me, Wesley Peterson. Today I want to pep up this plant terrarium a little bit more with a little bit more powwow colour in it. I've got the greens, I've got a bit of yellow and I've got some burgundy. Now I want a little bit more of that burgundy and red and pink in there just to give it some more flush of colours. And this is in the middle of our hallway in our apartment in Malmö. So it's something that we look at every time we come in and out of our bedroom, in and out of our living room and our bathroom and our kitchen and the main door and the office. So it's in the middle of everything. So I want it to look beautiful. There's nothing much else going on out here. There are a few other plants and I will be getting more and I will be getting a shelf and all sorts of other things. But for now, this is the focus. So let me show you some of the plants that I've got to put in there. I'm just so excited about this once again. So the first plant I want to put in there is this beautiful Capsicum annuum Apache chili. Now look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I really, really love it. It's full of chilies all over. And that is just going to give the most amazing pop of colour in this terrarium. I was thinking I wanted it to be on that side because that side is closest to our kitchen, and when you walk in from the main door I will see the chilies and it will remind me to put some chilies in my food all the time. But there's not as much space on that corner. I have much more space in the back on this side, so it's going to have to go over here anyway. But we'll see it every time we come out of any of the other rooms, and every time we sit here and put our shoes on, we'll be able to see it and think, oh, we need some wonderful chilies in our dinner today. And I have tried these before. They are a little bit spicy. They're very good tasting. They are organic and they are just going to thrive in the humid environment in this beautiful terrarium. So that is the first plant that's going to be going in there. So the next beautiful plant that I have that I want to put in there to give a beautiful pop of colour is this beautiful Hypoestes phyllostachya. And it is absolutely beautiful. It's called Pink Confetti. And look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's just going to give the most beautiful pop of colour in this terrarium. And I'm thinking this has got to go down at the front somewhere. It's probably going to have to go down here next to the Buddha figure and where I have these Milky Quartz Crystals that I can move somewhere else. There's a lot of green going on down here. Look at that. You can see already before I put it in there that it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So that is going to go in there. I can't wait to get these in there. So let's get on with it. So rather than looking at me, I've put the camera so that it goes close into the terrarium so you can see what's happening and where I'm going to be planting the plants. So you'll see my hands down inside and me going around the edges, but it's all about focusing on the terrarium for now. So let's get planting. First of all, I need to lift the lid up, so that's going to change the lighting slightly, but it still should be very clear, beautiful. This is the one that's going to be going over in this corner here. So I'm just going to go over there, and inside I have a beautiful rock that has this lovely milky quartz crystal growing on top of its piece of granite matrix. Absolutely beautiful, huh? So just remove that from me. So the plant itself has a stake. Don't need that. Move that out. And then let's get this plant. Oh, before I put it in, I just want to show you, look, it's got a cute little green chili down the bottom there. And then all these wonderful red ones. Oh, that's so delicious. Right, into the terrarium we go. It's not too root bound, so I don't need to muck about with its roots too much. I'm just going to make a hole directly in the back here. You know what? I forgot there was a rock that is glued to the bottom of the aquarium here, so I can't actually get it in there, so I might just have to put it over the other side like I said I was going to, or I wanted to in the beginning. Let's see. Yeah. I'm just going to have to move a little bit of this wonderful peperomia here. Put that down at the front. It's fine. Its leaves will fall off because it's very delicate, but they bounce back so quickly. So I'm just going to make a hole here. I'm going to move the Boston fern over to the side. That moved. So hopefully that will come out by itself. Just make a little hole here and squash together these root balls because I need it to be in a little bit of a small space. And then put the plant in. So, got my plant, and basically it's just about pushing it in there so that it looks like it's always been there. Just push some of those roots down, get some of that soil around that's in here that I can, and the rest it's going to have to figure out itself. Take any old leaves out that are falling off now under this operation. Press it in. Don't think I've got much soil on the other side, I'm not sure. There we go. I'll take up some of the leaves that I've knocked off just to, well no I won't, I'll push them under the soil and let them become fertilizer. That's what I'll do. So they're in, and the plant is in. It's kind of covering up this beautiful croton that's growing here, so I just pull out its leaves, crowding that out a little bit, and some of these peperomias, but they're okay. As I said, they bounce back so easily and quickly. So I just want my croton to be out, that's all. So it gets up and gets the light, because I'm just loving those yellow spotty leaves on that. I don't want it to be, I might have to chop a little bit back off this chili bush, because it really is taking up a lot of space straight away. Or can it be lifted a little bit like that? Get some of those back. The smell's coming out of this terrarium now, you know, that fresh smell of a country garden. It smells like that, you know. Just get these peperomias at the front there, and I think that's okay. Let's have a look at these leaves here coming up in this. Yeah, because that croton is going to be able to creep up through that anyway. Make sure my calathea doesn't get so much dirt on its leaves. That little calathea is doing really well. The one thing I need to do actually with this little calathea, I think, is I need to push it back a little bit so it's not touching the glass, because I've noticed that its leaves do not like to touch the glass so much. They start to look a little bit dry, not dry, they start to look a bit brown because they're getting too much moisture on the leaves. So I've pushed it in just slightly more, so it's got a little bit more room for those leaves to spread out. Any old leaves that start falling down, I just cover them with a bit of soil, put them back in. There is one leaf on this calathea that's a little bit dry. That's strange in this environment here. So that's that chili plant in the back there. Now I want to put this beautiful polka dot plant with its lovely pink colour down at the front, because it's just so beautiful, and that's going to give such a beautiful pop of colour in here now. So I need to just move these wonderful Milky Quartz and my little Buddha, because he's probably going to have to go into some other space now, so we'll be able to see him. Move these Milky Quartz crystals first. Oh, just dropped one into the terrarium. Anyway, move this stone a little bit to the side. Make a little hole here, like that. And basically straight in with this plant. It's going to have to work out the rest of it itself. I just put it in. That's what I did with the others. Put them in. I said, you're good to go. Figure it out. There's plenty of good lush soil in here. There are plenty of leaves that have fallen down to give it. Oh, I just need to get these. I want these pink leaves facing forward. I actually put where it's growing more at the back. What am I doing with this one now here? I'm trying to get it so it goes a little bit more down there at the front. I want to see more pink leaves. Like that. Like that. That's really nice. That's really giving an extra little pop of colour. And it will grow and it will fill out how it wants to. And all these peperomia I've kind of bashed about, but as I said, I've done this before, so I know that they'll get over it very quickly and flush out new leaves and new ways of being that suit it well. Maybe that leaf wants to go like that. Maybe I want to put it up actually. It looks kind of cool. So I see now I have one big hole at the back here, but I'm going to have to find some smaller plants with smaller roots to fit in around that boulder that's glued to the bottom there. It's not real, it's a plastic boulder, so I can't get it out. And then the rest looks really cool like this. So it's getting more and more wild looking. Now I'm just going to have to go and get some scissors because I do think that the new chili plant needs to be cut a little bit back because it really is encroaching a lot on the croton there and these other plants around here. It's lovely, but it doesn't need to be that big now actually. So I'll go and chop those and then I can use those chilies straight away. So easy. I think all of this top part here, I'm just going to have to snip it off. This plant, I might have had to snip all of this off, but you know what? That is going to come back, that bush, and grow out in no time. So I've got lots of chilies here I can use in my food. Another little bit and another little bit. You might think I'm taking a bit much off, but I'm not. The plant is actually quite big and I really want these chilies. So it's absolutely fine. Now it's good because now the croton here has more space around it again. The chilies growing up behind in this corner. It's got chilies coming out there. It's got chilies hanging down here. So that's perfect. And from the side, I've got all these wonderful chilies. So I'm really happy about that. I can see all of those. Couldn't be happier. And I'm going to get some more smaller parts now that are going to grow around down the bottom at the back on that side, and of course over there, and maybe some around the bottom in here that creep around the bottom and fill out over the soil. So, and there's that beautiful pink polka dot plant and some of this beautiful peperomia and another croton here and the lovely flamethrower chili there. And this beautiful Tradescantia here. So everything is doing well. And I can see there's more space, there's more potential. I'm just loving it. So now I need to put back some of these beautiful Milky Quartz crystals. So you can see here, aren't they beautiful? They need to find a little spot at the front so they can brighten it up down there at the bottom. So in front of this Calathea, I want to put this one. Brightens that up a little bit already. And then I think I want to put I've got this one. This one I want to put down in between these two lovely growing Dracana. So, again there, and then another one. I think I'll put another one there too, because, you know, there should be maybe more than one. There. I want to make sure we get the crystal colour though at the front, not the rest of it. Like that. And I want to see it, please. So, like that. So now we've got a little bit more crystal colour going on. And until I get another plant, I'm going to be putting this beautiful piece of quartz back at the back here, just to fill out until another plant comes along. So, there we go. That's beautiful. Beautiful. I'm very happy with that. So let's see how they decide to work together, all of these plants now. And of got a little bit of dirt everywhere, so I'm just going to spray it over everything. And I've also had the top open for a while, so I'm just going to spray it all over to get the humidity up in there again. And they should all be really, really happy. I think, actually, that I can still put my little Buddha figure, but I feel like he should be on top of these two stones here now. Here. No, can't be seen there. No. I want him to be down here with the pink, actually. There, so I can see him. So now my little Buddha's sitting down here in front of all this lovely pink confetti here. So that was the replanting of my plant terrarium done for this time. It looks beautiful, just a little pep up with a little bit more coloration with this beautiful pink here and the beautiful red on the chilies over there that matches in with the burgundy and the yellow and the greens and the whites and the greys and all the other colours. My beautiful quartz crystals in here, smoky quartz, milky quartz, a little Buddha figure, a crystal skull hiding over there in the corner, a beautiful combination of gardens and crystals in one, once again. This is what it's all about, marrying the energy of the crystals and the plants together so that they really get a lot out of it and appreciate that energy. And I appreciate the energy they're giving out. I love looking at this. Anyone who comes here loves looking at this. It's so nice to have a terrarium. It looks so different. It looks so much more like a real piece of nature, like a little forest area with the under canopy growing in this glass aquarium. It really takes you inside. So this is another great idea for anyone who's living in a smaller apartment and somebody who doesn't like maybe dirt around or worried about flies or insects or anything like that. You can keep all your plants in a glass container like this with a lid on, and it will survive very well. They will neutralize the air in the tank so that it fits them for what they need, the plants. The moisture will stay for a very long time because they are giving out moisture as well as taking up moisture, and there's a natural balance. You don't have to water this that often because it's closed. There's a lot of humidity in there. It keeps a nice humidity, keeps a nice temperature, and the roots all work together in symbiosis, and it really just becomes a lush, self-containing biosphere. And it's easy. So this is perfect for small spaces. You can just get a little one. You don't have to one this size. This is an old aquarium. You know, it's like over 1/2 meter wide. Well, it's nearly a meter. It's 90 centimeters actually wide. And I think it's something like 60 centimeters high, 70 centimeters high, 60. So it's quite big and has a lot of space. So these plants can flush out. And when they get too big, just like I did with the chili plant, no problem. Just go in and prune back. If any of these get too big, prune back. And you can propagate pieces by the side to keep that lash effect and take some out if it becomes too much. Very, very easy. So I'm just loving this. So now that I've finished planting here, I'll take you in for a closer look so you can see what it looks like now after the new plants have come in. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. And thank you again for watching Gardens of Crystals with me, Wesley Peterson. Remember to like, subscribe, and to press the bell so that you know when my next video is coming up. And there you go. Think about getting yourself a beautiful plant terrarium. If you've got any old aquariums lying around, you don't need to throw them away. If they've got holes in them and you can't use them as an aquarium, you can put plants like this in there. It's beautiful. There you go. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video very soon. Goodbye.